Hi guys, so this is the next video in the chapter 4 series. So today we'll look into public limited companies. Public limited companies. These are the companies that has the authority of issuing shares and debentures to the public and having a minimum of one shareholder being the unlimited shareholder. Examples are JKH, Haley's, etc. Characteristics of a PLC. Having at least one shareholder and the maximum number of shareholders are unlimited. There would be at least 2 directors. They have the ability to issue shares and securities to the public. They would need to perform a mandatory test known as insolvency test prior to distribution of dividends to the shareholders. PLC are controlled by either collectively controlled by shareholders or statutory controlling by Company Act or Registrar, considered as a separate legal personality. Liability of the shareholders is limited to the value of the shares that they have purchased. There's perpetual succession. They should pay taxes to the government by the name of the company. Accounting and auditing is compulsory. Dissolution can be done under the following ways: voluntary dissolution, dissolution by the court, dissolution under the supervision of the court. Advantages of a PLC. There is no limit to the maximum number of shareholders, hence a greater capital can be generated. Investors are benefited since shares can be transferred to others, can be registered in CSE, and the reports are compulsorily audited, hence it could detect any errors or frauds. Management would be efficient since there should be at least 2 directors. Disadvantages of a PLC. There is high administration cost due to annual general meetings and annual reports. An unknown party can acquire the company by purchasing shares and influence company's decision making. Solvency test is compulsory when dividends are paid out. So let's look into the differences between a private limited company and a public limited company. So a private limited company has a maximum shareholders are 50 only. Minimum 1 director, not permitted to transfer shares, cannot register in CSE. Dividend can be paid without solvency test. Accounts are not published to public and not audited. Annual reports and AGMs are not compulsory. While a PLC, shareholders are unlimited. Minimum 2 directors, permitted to transfer shares, can register in CSE. Solvency test is a must before paying dividends. Accounts are audited and published to the public. Annual reports and AGMs are compulsory. So let's look into the documents required to register a company. Completed application, articles of association, statement on company name, director's consent to act as a director once the company is incorporated, and the secretary's consent to work as the secretary once the company is incorporated. Let's look into articles of association. So this is the document which explains the relationship between shareholders and the company. All company administration activities should be implemented according to AOA. So this would basically include the company's objectives, shareholders' rights and responsibilities, company administration procedures. Now, when selecting a company name, a name similar to an existing company name is strictly prohibited. Certificate of Incorporation. It's the legal document that certifies the considering company has been incorporated under the Companies Act No. 7 of 2007. This would include company's name, company registration number, date of incorporation, The nature of the company's liability, limited, unlimited or guaranteed. Type of the company, private, public or offshore. Company owned by an individual. Based on Companies Act guidelines, an individual shareholder can run a company only in the following two situations. The individual shareholder is a government of Sri Lanka or a government body. The individual shareholder is a small businessman who intends to protect their wealth. Now let's look into prospectus. So this is basically an invitation made by a public limited company to purchase shares and debentures of the company. So this would include the following: issue price, the issue date and the closing date, purpose of the issue, past financials, minimum subscription, underwriting agreements. Underwriting agreement. So it is an agreement that is signed with an underwriter to sell shares up to the value of the minimum subscription. So therefore, if the general public doesn't buy the shares, then the underwriter will purchase up to the value of the minimum subscription. Fund generating sources of a company: ordinary shares, non-voting ordinary shares, preference shares, debentures, loans, overdrafts, creditors. Now stated capital means the value of the funds that have been collected and to be collected through issuing of shares. So let's look into ordinary shares and non-voting ordinary shares. Ordinary shares, they represent the ownership. They are allocated with voting power. They are paid with a dividend and would vary according to profits. They are eligible to become directors. They are eligible to earn bonus and right issues. They are allocated with company reserves. On the other hand, non-voting ordinary shares would represent the ownership, but they are not allocated with voting power. They are paid with a dividend and it would vary according to profits. They are also eligible to earn bonus and right issues. They are allocated with company reserves. Initial share. All ordinary shares that are firstly issued to the founders whose names are given in the company's application form are classified under this section. Therefore, this is a type of an ordinary share. Founders' shares. All ordinary shares that are issued to the founders of the business are classified under founders' share. Therefore, these are also one type of an ordinary share. Golden shares. All shares that are issued with special management rights are classified under golden shares. They are issued to the founders of the business or to the government. The special management rights of golden shares are explained in the Articles of Association. Share warrant. It is a specific security that is issued by a PLC that enables the investor or the buyer to convert it into a specific ordinary share on a specific date at a specific price. It is considered as a hybrid security. Preference shares. They are paid with a fixed dividend. They are the priority in dividend payments over ordinary shares. They are not given with the ownership and also not given with the voting right. They are also considered as hybrid financial securities. Bonus issue. It is a process of issuing new shares to existing shareholders free of charge using company reserves. Right issue. It is a process of issuing new shares to existing shareholders at a lower or a discounted price compared to existing market price of shares. Debentures. It is a long-term financial facility issued by a company to generate credit capital to the business. All debentures are long-term. Debenture interest is fixed and a must. Debenture settlement is also compulsory at the maturity. They are given with the first priority in settlement in a company's dissolution. Types of debentures. Senior debenture, firstly issued debenture, priority in liquidation. Subordinated debenture, they are paid after paying the senior debenture. Floating rate debenture, a variable interest is paid based on treasury bill rate. Zero coupon debenture, no interest is paid annually, but the total interest is paid at the maturity cumulatively. Secured debenture, company assets are mortgaged on debenture. Guaranteed debenture, interest and face value payment is guaranteed by a third party such as a bank. So that's it with this video guys. Please do like and share to learn and let others learn. Thank you.
Created using Powtoon.